Good morning, first graders. Happy Friday. We made it. All right. Oh my goodness, this week had a lot in it. There was snow and groundhogs and breaking news and all this stuff. So today we are taking a break from our character traits. We've been learning this week that there's inside and outside traits, right? Outside's what you can see. Inside is getting to know the person, right? Not just judging like that person might be nice, that person might be mean. Getting to know them, right? Their personality. Today we're going to switch back to author's purpose. Do you remember about author's purpose? Why does the author write the story? And there was three choices. P for persuasive, right? Persuasion. Getting the author's writing to you to kind of get you to believe something or to do something or not to do something. And we talked about how the pigeon, one of his character traits, his inside traits was he's persuasive. At least he thinks he is, but I don't think it ever really works. Anyway, the I for the second letter in pi is to inform, is to teach you something. After reading that story that the author wrote, you might learn something or you might know more about a topic or something that you didn't know about. So that's a good one, inform or teaching you. The author's trying to teach you. And the third one is entertain, right? That's one of my favorites. I love to entertain. I love entertaining books, right? Now, it doesn't mean that the author can only have one reason for writing a story. Sometimes it can be two or even three, but a lot of times it is kind of two. There's entertaining or there's persuasion or there's inform. The book I'm going to read today, you're going to help me decide at the end why you think the author wrote the story. And I'm going to tell you it might be more than one. Okay, so the penguin and the cupcake. So that is why I'm dressed like a cupcake. Embarrassing. But penguin and the cupcake, okay? And have you known now that we read Tacky yesterday, and it's kind of we're learning about penguins, and you're learning about penguins with Miss Heller. So here we're reading another penguin book. So Penguin and the Cupcake, totally made up by Ashley Spires. So this is a fictional story. It's made up. And Ashley Spires is the author and illustrator. All right, Penguin and the Cupcake. All right. Hi, I'm Penguin. I know what you're thinking. What's a penguin doing in a book with a walrus and a polar bear? Hi. Hi. Everyone knows that penguins live way down south in Antarctica, and walruses and polar bears live way up north in the Arctic. So, how did we end up in a book together? Let me tell you. Okay, so I'm going to pause right here. Here is where penguins live, and polar bears and walruses live up there. It says everybody knows that penguins live way down south. Did you know that? Yeah, maybe some of you did. Maybe some of you didn't. Is the author informing us right now of something? Maybe, right? So penguins and polar bears do not live in the same area. You might see them in the zoo near each other, but they don't live in the wild. They do not live near each other. They're not going to be next to each other. Okay. So that's why he's saying, how did we end up in a book together? It all started one day when my buddies and I were hanging out at the fish hole. Now, I'm not one to complain, but for the last 1,473 days, I've eaten fish. That's a lot of fish. Oh, hey, if someone asked you, what do penguins eat? What could you say? Fish. Maybe this is another way of informing us. On to you, author. Sure, I get to toss in some krill, maybe a squid now and again for flavor, but there are some foods you can't find in the sea. Say, for instance, cupcakes. Cupcakes. Now, I don't think the penguins eat cupcakes. So, note. Oh, here's a note here. Maybe it's to inform us. Many species of fish are endangered because humans are overfishing the oceans. Penguins are having a hard time finding food, which is another reason that penguins was eager to find something else to eat, though looking for a cupcake was probably not the healthiest choice. Okay. Yeah, penguins should not be eating cupcakes. My pal told me that his sister's friend's cousin is living the good life eating cupcakes in this place called the Northern Hemisphere. Okay, so penguins normally live in the Southern Hemisphere, so he's going up north, kind of where the polar bears are. So I decided to head north to find some cupcakes. When I was all packed up and ready to go, I spread my wings and took to the sky. Wait a second. Have you been learning? Can penguins fly? No. So what do you think is going to happen next? Okay. Do you agree? Do you know by now? Were you informed, right? That penguins can't fly, right? I'm going to tell you if you didn't know that penguins can't fly. So he's like, all right, I set up my wings and I'm going to fly. We can still make predictions. What do you think is going to happen? You think he's gonna crash and fall to the ground? I think so too. Let's see. Stop right there. It's our turn now. No, go away. But penguins can't fly. You can't tell the story, but only if you tell it correctly. Now tell the truth or we will have to take over. Fine. It's not our turn. The walrus on the sea. Okay, so the polar bear called him out. He's like, dude, you can't fly. Don't go making up a story. You can't fly. So we're going to step in if you start lying. He's like, fine. Good job, polar bear, because we knew that. As I was saying, I took to the sky. What does this mean? He took to the sky. Oh, he's flying in an airplane. Good looking out. It was a long and difficult journey. A lesser penguin would not have made it, but I knew I would soon arrive to a new land of possibilities, opportunities, and lots of cupcakes and... Okay, he's saying it was a long and difficult flight. Does that look like he's having a tough time? Is it very difficult for him? No, why do you say that? Yeah, he's eating snacks when he wants. He's jamming out to music. He's sleeping. That doesn't look too difficult to me, right? So lots of cupcakes and snow. What? Snow? Did he not think there was snow in the northern hemisphere? What? It couldn't be. I had traveled so far just to visit more snow. Nevertheless, I was still determined to find the fabled cupcakes. I set out in search of my sugary goal. Soon I came upon a very purple local. Hello, I'm Penguin. Who do you think that is? What character? Yeah, it's probably Walrus. Do you know where I can find some cupcakes? Oh no, I don't eat cupcakes. All the sugar goes straight to my third chin. I'm on a strict kelp diet. Third chin. Okay, note, walruses don't eat kelp. They mostly eat what? Bivalve mollusk? A fancy word for clams and mussels. Oh, thank goodness they told us that. So walruses mostly eat clams and mussels. Unfortunately, this walrus has the self-esteem issue. She was trying to meet an unrealistic physical idea. So all she really needed to do was love herself. That's a silly comment. I said goodbye to the walrus and set out off once again. It wasn't long before I ran into another local. Hi there. Note, this is one of the few large patches of ice left where polar bear can chill. The Arctic ice cap is melting because, among other things, penguin and too many people fly in air-polluting planes. All right, so there's the polar bear. Hello, I'm Penguin. Hello, I'm polar bear. I'm searching for cupcakes. Can you help me? Cupcakes? Sorry, I don't eat cupcakes. I'm more into blubbery things like seals and beluga whales. That's informing. They do eat seals and beluga whales. Sometimes I even eat birds. Hey, aren't you a bird? What? Was it? I don't know if you noticed. There's a tiny bird there. Does that the bird kind of hate me? The penguin's like, what? I'm not a bird. Yes, you are, penguin. He probably needs tacky to distract. I'm usually a pretty calm guy, but danger's my middle name. So don't get the wrong idea about me when you see what happens next. Are they gonna fight? Okay, so polar bear is like, hey, I think I eat penguins, or I don't really eat your penguins, but I can eat birds, and you're a bird. So penguin's like, now, danger's my middle name. So brace yourself. So what happens next? What do you think is gonna happen next? Do you think he's gonna win a fight? Do you think that's gonna happen? Ah! Polar bear's like, hey, I'm not really gonna eat you, dude. And penguin was out of there. So is he really getting to know him? Was he really Danger's middle name and like brave? I don't think so. I was beat. The stories of cupcakes were clearly exaggerated. With a heavy heart, I decided to take a plane home. Because penguins can't fly. They know that already, and just because I can't fly doesn't mean I can't swim the pants off both of you. We don't wear pants. Please go away. Okay, so right now the penguin, if you could describe him, he's frustrated, right? He's super frustrated. He went all this way for some cupcakes, and now he's kind of snapping, right? He's kind of getting a little angry at his new friends right here, but they're just kind of like stating facts. But all was not lost. Suddenly there was a heavenly voice beside me. My dear, he's on the plane now. You look so sad. Here, take one of these. Could it be? Could it be? Is it the cupcakes? Behold, an angel in pearls handed me a pink icing topped cupcake. I opened my beak and gobbled the whole cupcake down. I hardly got icing on my feathers. It was pure bliss. The kind lady could tell I was itching for more. Would you like the whole box, dear? Thank you. Yes. I returned triumphantly to my home and my friends. While we shared the cupcakes, I told them of Walrus, Polar Bear, and the kind lady. We were almost finished when something fell out of the box. Pizza? What fell out of the box? Is that actual pizza? No, it looks like a menu. The end. That's it? We only had a few lines? Fine, with me. I'm sick of this book. After all this talk of food, I need a snack. I hope they remember to pay me in kelp. Okay, so before we talk about the author's purpose here, you could predict what the next book would be about. What do you think? Is it going to be about hot dogs? Hamburgers? No. Yeah, I bet it's going to be another adventure of this penguin trying to find pizza. Right now he's like, wow, that looks delicious. How do I get my hands on that? Right? So maybe he's got to do some traveling. Maybe he'll come to Riverside. I don't know. But yeah, we can make a prediction of what we think could be the next book. I don't know if there's a next book. I'll have to check it out on that. I don't think so, but I'm not positive. Okay. So now back to author's purpose. Okay. Why do you think the author wrote that book? I don't really think I was persuaded to do anything. The author wasn't really persuading us to do anything. I mean, the penguin did say cupcakes were delicious, but it wasn't like he was forcing us to go get cupcakes, right? He went and did it himself. So I think we can roll out the P, right? How about I? Were you informed at all? Yeah, it was silly and some things weren't actually true, but were you informed a little bit? How about this? Do penguins and polar bears live together normally? No, maybe you didn't know that before. The author was informing us, right? They live in 2 different areas in the world. Did you know what polar bears ate? I knew they ate seals. I did not know they ate beluga whales, right? And some types of birds, but not penguins because they don't live near each other, right? Walruses, I didn't know they ate mussels and clams. I thought they were going to eat something else. So I myself was informed. Now you might have known that already, but I think the author's purpose was to teach us some things. It wasn't, we don't have all the information about penguin and polar bears and walruses, but we might have a little bit more than what we started with. So I think we can say it was informative. The authors was informing us about stuff. Now, did you laugh at all? I know I did. Did you enjoy that book? I know I did, right? So I think it can be also the entertaining part, right? That what makes that book pretty awesome. It was not only informative, but it was entertaining as anything, right? This penguin, he's going for cupcakes, and I loved like the polar bear and walrus. This kind of was my favorite thing. When they were like, you can't fly and we don't wear pants, right? Like he was like, whoa, like he was getting so upset. And there was some other parts where I was like, no, right? It was entertaining. So books can have more than one purpose. Like the author can have more than one purpose of why they wrote the book. So today, when you read a story, try to stop and think, why did the author write this story? Did I enjoy it? Was it entertaining? Was it funny? Was it a good book? Did I learn something from it? Do I know more than what I knew before I started reading? Or was I persuaded to go do something? Maybe you were. I don't know. But try to do that today. Stop and think after you read a story. Why did the author write this? What is the author's purpose? Okay. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you back here on Monday. Bye.